This is Girl Stop Playin, a weekly show that empowers Black women to stop playing with their potential so they can live a life that they love. I'm Koereyelle, your favorite homegirl, and I'm on a mission to help Black women make the money and get the honey. You can have it all as long as you're willing to work. Welcome back to another episode of the Girl Stop Playin podcast. It's your favorite homegirl, Koereyelle, here to encourage you to stop playing with your potential and start working for what you want in life and in love. You already know that I'm bringing you the information and the conversations to help you make the money and get the honey. You can have it all as long as you are willing to work. And baby, today we got a working woman in the building. We got Lizzy Jeff tapping in all the way from LA,
Los Angeles,
to the A.
Yep.
On Girl Stop Playin. Introduce yourself for the people who are not familiar.
Okay, what's up, world? I'm Lizzy Jeff, the rap priestess, medicine woman, CEO of Zen Kush, Zen Kush Records. And I just dropped my new album last night. It's called Prophecies of a Rap Priestess, Volume 2. And we also had the album release party last night. So I'm on a wave.
Yeah.
Music, energy, art, healing, spirituality, sensuality, culture, the vibe.
So I was doing my research on you, reading up on kind of your history. And one of the things that stood out the most was that you were on the wave before it was a wave to be on. Mm-hmm. I think these days, the spiritual girlies have come out. The cannabis culture has kind of taken over. But it seems like you were like a pioneer in this space. Mm-hmm. What, in your opinion, what has changed since 2017 to now in terms of the intersection of spirituality and cannabis?
Oh, okay. What has changed? I mean, I would just say it has evolved and expanded in a beautiful way to where there's more people that are free in that expression, more people in those two industries bringing it together, not even on the industry side of things, but because of the way things have been legalized, the conversation, the popularity in music and culture. Part of my intention was representing that divine feminine essence and energy of cannabis, because oftentimes when we thought about who are the cannabis legends, people would say Snoop, Cheech and Chong, Wiz Khalifa, Bob Marley, sometimes Louis Armstrong. We'll hear Billie Holiday every now and then, but a lot of people don't know about her story. But I share that to say is I wanted to share a different perspective, a different narrative, especially because cannabis is of the feminine essence, It's a feminine plant. And so it's like, well, what about our lifestyle and the women that indulge in the medicine and the healing and the exploration and creativity of it? And so I just, popped up, created Zen Kush for it to be a path, a portal to inspire other people. And it's beautiful to see, so many variations of
canna-culture.
Yeah, exactly. Canna-culture.
Do you feel like the stigma, and y'all, Atlanta is a dinosaur in this thing, okay? We are so behind on all of the legalization. We got a little decriminalization, but we still, you will get you under the jail over here.
Yeah.
And so I think the stigma on, I can't even say the East Coast, because New York has legalized marijuana at this point, but the stigma that is experienced sometimes if you mention cannabis, or, enjoying it, being a connoisseur, there's a stigma that comes along, especially if you're a woman. Is this something that you experience, or not so much because California was the
stigma
pioneer
of being a woman
in the cannabis
in the
space?
industry?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Especially how I show up as a melanated goddess who knows herself, especially when I'm wearing my afro or my braids. It's like people are like, what the hell? And so they don't really know how to respond to it. And so as fun as it is, as beautiful and luxurious and, healing as it is, it's still really deeply connected to a lot of shadow work. And especially considering the entire industry is built on the backs of people that look like us, my aunties,
People
uncles,
that are still in jail,
cousins. Yeah. And so a Black woman speaking her truth, a Black woman holding white people accountable in the industry, screaming reparations and equity and you know what I'm saying? Collaboration and move aside and create space. It really, you know, people are confused by it and challenged by it and oftentimes challenge me. And there's been a lot of spaces where I know for a fact where I've advocated for myself. And because I stood there and advocated for myself, another black woman will never have to deal with no BS from whatever brand or company who, you know. And so I feel like, of course, there's a lot of pushback. Of course, I see a lot of white women in my industry who are on a similar wave, who are getting, you know, different types of opportunities and, you know, and I don't feel like anyone's taking any opportunities from me, but it's just something that I notice in the industry, what, you know, people respond to and react to. But
what is conscious? Is it conscious cannabis?
It can be. What you asking me?
So on your page, I was doing a deep dive, and you had this concept of not smoking, like smoking with intention.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Utilizing cannabis for an intention versus the people who think you just are Cheech and Chong.
Right, exactly. Which is funny because people are often surprised when they see like how much I really smoke. I mean, I smoke, but I'm surrounded by smokers. Like all the women in my crew and men are smokers. You feel me?
Is that a requirement to be in the crew?
No.
Okay.
Not everybody actually. There's one or two who don't smoke, but to answer your question, it's mindfulness, it's intention, it's a medicine, it's consciousness, it's plant medicine. And so for me, it's like, let's bring back the ritual to it. Let's bring back the ceremony. It doesn't always have to be a ceremony, but a ceremony here and now, setting an intention over especially as we're breaking it down. I like to break it down with my fingers, roll it up, you feel me, twist it, set an intention, allow myself to be open to whatever creativity or magic or inspiration or parts in my heart that I need to heal or touch. It might inspire me to call a family member I haven't talked to. It just depends on where I'm at, but the medicine is really sacred. And so our culture, not just black culture, but culture in general, is always like, get high. How many blunts can you smoke? Taking blunts to the face, bong, 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 high, 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 smoke, smoke, smoke. And I'm like, dude, you was high 3 blunts ago. So it's like, how do we actually bring back that energy, bring back that intention and sacredness, and really allow the medicine to do the work that is here to do without overindulging in it.
Why do you think cannabis is looked at differently than other plant medicines?
Because of just because of people that want to stay in control and be in control and be in power through certain institutions and organizations that went out on a campaign to push, you know. But really, they say war on drugs, but it's really a war on black people. It's just another war on our community and our culture. And that's why, how can I be in the industry showing up how I show up without bringing accountability with all these white people in the industry who say they want to work with me, who say I'm a pioneer, who say they respect what I have going. So it's like my responsibility to bring that accountability to the conversations. Because it's like a debt is owed. A debt is owed. There's people in prison right now while all you white women are in Palm Springs doing a cannabis conference. Is people, uncles, aunties, mothers, daughters, fathers, sisters, and brothers that's in prison right now for life because their third strike was a nonviolent cannabis charge. And so we got to remember that. We get to smoke our little pre-rolls and go to CBD parties and Bel Air and do all this. But also, let's remember why we even get to do this so freely, you know, and just create space and intention around that. And so
the way that, and we were having a conversation before we even started this episode, but just the systematic racism in this country, and systematic in the sense of like from top to bottom, every industry, healthcare, education, you know, every industry is not just racist, but it was founded on racism. So it's like you can't shake it, because in its roots, as the building was being built, racism was being put into the walls and into the floors. And cannabis is no different. It's another industry that they're now trying to figure out, okay, well, if as long as we can get a little piece of this, we can let y'all have
a big piece.
We can let y'all have a little bit of it. And I think it's so important that we don't allow what's ours to be taken from us and manipulated,
right?
Which, you know, has happened time and time again over the course of history. So women like you are very important in this space.
Thank you. And I receive that. And women like you are as well, because it takes, you know, us coming together and collaborating in a way to expand each other's work, and also the women around me. And that's why I'm so adamant about being in this industry, but also being industry adjacent, because I create my own lane and my own movement that serves exactly who it should be serving. It's like marketing, distribution, cultivation, art, the equity, the political side of it. There's so many ways to get to the bag in this industry, in this what will be a multi-billion-dollar industry. Especially with the fusion of wellness, the rise of wellness and cannabis coming together, there's opportunity. Reparations are owed, and I truly believe that cannabis is the gateway to bridging the divide within, you know, our society and our system. And that's why it's such a big hold. That's why they try so hard to keep their foot on the neck. But it's like cannabis in itself is a mother plant. She's a feminine plant, so you can't hold her down. She's going to keep flowing. That's why none of these laws have withstood over time. And
well, I hope the Georgia law doesn't withstand too much more time. Y'all need to really
It's all
up.
changing. It's just a process. You know, they got to do it while they figure it out. And so places like California and Colorado and those type of places led the way. They was the trial and error. I was there when a lot of the laws first got passed, and I literally saw the industry shift, and I saw how that impacted our people.
And you saw our people getting left out of every
That's
conversation.
That's why we got to go hard. But we in it. It's not just
we're in it, and we're doing it in our way, which I love. And one of the things you mentioned that I feel like is kind of the new season we're stepping in is the bringing together wellness and cannabis. Otherwise, you can stereotype anybody who uses cannabis as you just a weed head, you over there acting like Snoop Dogg. You know, it's that vision of it.
Like Snoop Dogg. That boy getting his bag.
Come on, Snoop down at the Olympics carrying the torch. It's elevation. I think, though, that those examples destigmatize it. Because it's like if you can show the productive person that enjoys cannabis, then you can kind of change the narrative behind it.
The productive person.
Because you just think, okay, you just smoking weed all day doing nothing, you know, and
literally,
that's not always the case.
The opposite. You should see the amount of things and accomplishments we achieve on a daily basis. And we're not just sitting around all day smoking. And this is like, I mean, Zen Kush, I've taken to 100 minimum cities worldwide. And this community exists. People pull up. People come to Zen Kush. Like, I'm able to travel and do all these different things because doctors, lawyers, nurses, therapists, mental health advocates, you know, dancers, prancers, all of that. It's like the vibe is alive, and metaphysic, like scientists and astrologists, we all exist within this space. Cannabis is one of quadrillions of herbs that exist. Damiana, if you want to feel creative and sexy. Lion, you know, calendula, chamomile, the mullein for lung detox. You feel me? Like a red raspberry leaf for some womb healing and activation. It's like dandelion when you cleansing and detox. We could go on and on and on. Cannabis. Sensuality, creativity is definitely an aphrodisiac, is definitely a mind opener. So whether you're drinking it as tea, bathing in it, smoking on it, you feel me? It's so many ways to consume it. It's just a matter of us being authentic in our expression, not being afraid to tell our stories, continuing to show up, continue to represent for the plant. She don't need our representation, but as long as we stay consistent in that, people gonna open up their eyes and realize, and it's not for everybody, but cannabis is wellness. Cannabis is healing. Cannabis is mental health. It's just about how you choose to infuse it into your rituals. It's like every day I'm taking a lime shot, I'm cutting up a fresh lemon and I'm squeezing it in my water. Ginger, we at the fresh juice spot, or we got the juicer at the crib. We stretching, we getting in the sun, even if it's for 2 minutes. We got a lot going on. I'm always in motion. I'm always doing something. And the cannabis, that's my medicine. She helps keep me grounded if I'm in the studio and I want to feel inspiration, motivation. It's a lifestyle.
Talk about how others can, because your lifestyle, the goddess life, is different from the girl that's watching this, right? Sis got to get up. She got to go to work, sit in the office. She got to do all of the things. But when it comes to wellness practice, I saw that you were talking about like cannabis before you do Reiki, or cannabis to enhance your meditation. Talk about some of those, the feminine side of bridging wellness and cannabis, again, to demystify the thought of a weed smoker just getting high for no reason with no intention.
A weed smoker getting high. I'm sick of y'all with this narrative. It's like, look at us.
Look, if you have never been to a state like Nevada, California, Colorado, and seen the people in line at these dispensaries, baby, everybody, the dancers and the prancers, as you said, are in the line at these dispensaries. Every age, every demographic. Yeah. It's the media that wants you to think that it's just Snoop Dogg smoking weed.
Exactly. And that's what I was like, yo, I'm at the dispensary. Yo, it's veterans.
It's grannies in the line. Yes.
It's OG grandmas. It's OG gangster soul brothers from the 70s who were smoking that original potent, organic medicinal. And it's like, yo, they used to send a government-funded program into my classroom in school to stop my class and teach me lies about cannabis, and made commercials and did a whole campaign to... And now I'm in it. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing how it unifies. I'm seeing how it brings various people together. I'm seeing how it's healing the war veterans who live on the streets, who need that, who's dealing with PTSD. I'm seeing how 7-8 month pregnant women are finding medicine in it. Some people, you know, people who have kids that have medical cards that the only thing that heals their seizures is that CBD infused lemonade. And so, Reiki, you know, going back to what you asked, it's like, yeah, you might take a little puff of, you know, some sativa. And I know sativa and indica is like a whole thing. It's like, is it real? Is it not real? But the energy, each strain has an energy. And sometimes I'm in a frequency of, yo, I'm feeling creative. I'm feeling like I want to get my visuals flowing. So I might smoke on some Super Lemon Haze or some Lizzy's Love Bud. Sometimes I might be with my boo and we chilling and it's a vibe and Sade is playing. So I'm definitely smoking on some Blackberry Kush. Maybe we all about to go to hot yoga. Okay, we know we're not going to smoke too much before hot yoga, but maybe we in the car, we just pulled up, we set our intention, and we smoke on a little Prosperity Haze. We smoke on a little OG Kush, but maybe just 2 puffs. And then we got a,
that brings the conscious to it.
Yoga.
The 2 puffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to be intentional. Like I when I'm rolling up, I'm rolling skinnies and I'm smoking that one joint throughout the day. But that doesn't mean some of my homegirls aren't smoking, you know, the smokables, which I love. And I love being able to, if y'all all are smoking, and this is something important I wanted to share, what are you smoking? Where is it from? How is it grown? How is it cultivated? Is it grown with organic nutrients? When you go to the dispensary, and especially in LA, you pay $80 for an eighth, which I don't do. I'm just saying that's what they be taxing. But it's like, are any of these strains Black owned? Are any of the cultivators featured on your shelves women? Indigenous? Are any of these equity companies? Hello, white dispensary in the hood. How are you giving back to the hood? I don't see any Black people or anybody that look like me working in the shop. What's going on? It's accountability. It's asking questions. It's knowing where it came from. Just like with our crystals, knowing where your crystals came from and how it's sourced. Just like with our food. Eating organic quality food, you wouldn't put no trash in your digestive tract. So it's the same thing with lungs, you know, and I just don't smoke on anybody's kush. And that's even part of the intention And the mindfulness that goes into it is being aware of what you are smoking, because they put in a lot of stuff, in the cannabis. And so mindfulness, how do you want to live, choosing how you want to show up.
And being intentional.
Yeah, and living an intentional lifestyle. Some people don't care, and that's cool. But over here, we care because it's a certain energy that comes with knowing who you are and living in that authenticity while still showing up in your purpose fully. And everybody has different things that help them stay grounded in their purpose. Cannabis just happens to be one of my medicines, but I got hella medicines.
And I mean, plenty of people out there relying on caffeine every day, and nobody
drinking coffee. They can't function without coffee.
But it's normalized. It's the media, the spin on it and our perception, which brings me to your spiritual side. Because for so many people, not me, I get it, sis, but for so many people,
you're so good at
the thought of spirituality and cannabis is like, minister and marijuana is like,
that's crazy.
Right? It's that's crazy because my Lord, my God don't want me to do that. How do you make sense of that?
Dang. That's a good question. How do I make sense of it, minister? I am an ordained minister.
I know.
And recently graduated this Sacred Woman program with Queen Afua.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at church last night with Bishop Londrell. You feel me? It's like, God is good. I say, hallelujah, God is good. Thank you, God, a quadrillion times a day. Ask them. Thank you, God. God is good. God is everything. Though I grew up in the church and I'm, feel a little, I'm on my own path, but God is everywhere. God is in everything. And people always bring up God. And it's like, dog, I got a sweet, beautiful, potent, abundant relationship with God. Especially I'm a woman. I literally have a portal to give and create life that I walk around with daily. And then I got 2 additional portals that once I give life can sustain and nourish life. Can sustain and nourish life that's already here, because grown men love the titties. I'm just saying. And so is that not God? Is that not divinity? And so, yeah, I have a close connection with God, spirituality. God created, the earth, elements. What's the difference between chamomile and cannabis? You drink chamomile tea every day at night to help you sleep. You sprinkle lavender essential oil on your pillow at night. What's the difference? It's all together. And cannabis actually has helped me become even deeper in my spirituality. I'm still learning to love my body. I'm still practicing my confidence every day. I'm not the most confident person all the time in every moment. Sometimes Mama Ganja, she will help me tap into a certain vibration. If I'm about to step into, a big deal, I might wait until after the smoke, but sometimes I might not. It might be one puff of, Blackberry Kush. I'm going to throw that one out there again. That is like, okay, we activated. Take that deep breath and we in it. Now we can step into it, and it's all God. It's all spirituality. We alive, we breathing. The fact that we breathing is God. We alive and we thriving, and cannabis is here. She's here. Look at how the ancestors commune with the medicine. And it's not for everybody, but I just do know that everybody has an endocannabinoid system that responds to cannabis as if it's a key going into a lock. So that means something,
It's there for a reason.
So it's like we can all explore how we explore. Some people explore alcohol. Some people, explore different types of drugs and things like that. And some people explore McDonald's.
A drug, a different type of drug.
So it's, it's just like we in this thing.
I think when people try to separate, they separate it for themselves, so they want to judge you for not separating. Like, how can you be all of this? You can't be all of that. You can't say that you're this and be that and be doing this, and it's all God.
I'm multi-dimensional, like God. That's why I wrote my song Jezebels, where I had to get my foot in, you feel me? Because it's like, we're multi-dimensional. Especially Black women. Y'all get so much inspiration, motivation, determination from Black women on a regular basis.
So that brings me to I can't let you go without asking about your confidence because you missed it. You mentioned it and it was a question that I had here, and I'm kind of surprised that you said you still working on your confidence because when you walk into the room, baby, it's a vibe. It's a vibe, and this is my first time meeting you in real life. I knew you were a vibe online, and so that's why I had the question here of how do you show up so confident, especially in a space that is very judged, very criticized. You're an artist. I know you're sensitive about your shit. Like all of the things that you do, how do you show up as you? And then what's your advice for someone out there who is all of this on the inside but can't seem to get it out?
Wow, I love that question. You are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. So what I'll say is I love listening to this song I have with Londrell. It's called Love on Your Body. It's just ultimate self-love meditation. But that song was birthed through like my journey with my confidence. I know this sounds crazy. I talk about this sometimes, so I'm not gonna get too deep in it. But there was a point where I grew up like super like flat chested. People always made fun of me, got on my nerves. I'm like, find something else to talk about. And then one day, naturally, I just popped out with some double D's, and I was working at Victoria's Secret, where I was there for over a decade as a lingerie manager. And I was in my prime. And the breasts had become like, I'm at Victoria's Secret. I'm a manager. I live in Vegas. I'm in my bag. I got my long hair. I'm cute. I'm doing Pilates. You feel me? I was
got it together. You're doing that Pilates, baby.
Man, I was like, that was Lizzy. Ooh wee. But anywho, then when I quit my career, switched up my lifestyle, left Vegas, moved back to LA to pursue my dreams of doing music and movies and all the fly shit I wanted to do. It was a transition period. So for like the first 6 months to a year, I was sleeping in my car, going back to Vegas, figuring it out, staying at my cousin's house, Carson one day, the Valley the next day, figuring it out. But in that, I lost a lot of weight, and I'm plant-based, and I've been plant-based since I was 5. And in losing a lot of weight, my double D's, they was just like on some double B's. You feel me? You feel me? Little babies. And I lost like 25, 30 pounds, which is crazy. But I'm saying all that to say is when I lost that weight and my breast had shrunk, I was devastated because I'm like, dang, you know.
You thought you was back to that Lizzy they was talking about?
Yeah, I was like, dang, they so little now and they were so big. What happened? So I was like trying to eat and do things and gain my weight back. And one day after like, I don't know, 6 months of, you know, not every day thinking about it, but just like it was something that I had internalized. One day I was like, girl, you tripping. You tripping. So I looked in the mirror, I took all my clothes off and I just looked at myself and I was like, yo, your body is gorgeous like this. But I had internalized a lot of stuff when I was younger because people always teased me for being skinny, flat-chested, no hips. Like that was just always something I was teased about. So I always was in my baggy clothes type, you know. And so when I looked in the mirror, when I had that moment, I was just like, wow, you know, I took a minute to look at myself and I was like, oh God, my eyebrows. Oh, one titty is bigger than the other. Oh no, my thighs, you know, type shit. How we be in the mirror. And then I was like, I let those thoughts go. It was the longest I had ever looked at myself in the mirror. Sometimes, yeah, we do our makeup for like an hour or whatever and you looking, but not even
you
applying
don't really see yourself.
So I was seeing myself and I was like, yo, you beautiful. Yeah, you a 32 C cup now, but like they still look good. You still got a little hip. You still got a little dip. You feel me? So I had to like pump myself up. So from that day forward, I was like, oh, so every day I'm going to practice my confidence. I'm going to practice even leaning more in my feminine energy. I was hiding for so long, wearing big baggy clothes, and I still be in my sweatpants daily, but I still like to step out. I still like to, even when I'm in my sweatpants, I'm going to have on some lace gloves. I'm going to have on a cute bra top. You know, certain subtle ways you can express yourself. So for those ladies who are regular working girls, as you said, that are going to work, who are like, oh my God, how do I do this? It's all about making it work and adjusting it to your lifestyle. But I would suggest go on Pinterest, make a mood board. Get you some magazines, make a mood board. I love a mood board. I got a mood board for every city we go to, every video, every whatever, because you can see it. And it's like whatever lifestyle you want, you can manifest. I used to go to work for the man, 50 hours a week, working hard, making them millions of dollars a month, being the highest top ranked performing manager in my district, in my region. And I'm like, I'm just putting all this money in this man's pocket. How can I take all this energy as a manager of this multi-million-dollar business and put it into myself? And so that's what I did. And so all of that comes with the confidence and doing the things. In order to have confidence, you know, you got to practice it. You got to do your mirror work. You got to take care of yourself. You got to go to the spa. You got to detox. You got to floss. You got to, you know, do certain things consistently and be dedicated to that. And so, like I said, every day is a journey. Some days, yeah, I feel more popping than others. And even on those days that I don't feel as popping, I don't judge myself. I just embrace it. And this is just where I am. I'll go to the market looking like this in a robe with a lace bra top, and the white girls will come up to me and be like, you look good. You know, and not white girls, like older women, like older white women will come up to me and they're like, wow, you know. And so, or I might pull up in some sweatpants and a baggy hoodie, but I feel beautiful. I know I'm beautiful. It's just a matter of embracing yourself in your natural state. And then from there, practicing it, being around women that speak life into you. Everywhere I go, I see a beautiful woman, I'm going to let her know. Even if it's her hairstyle or her beautiful, gorgeous ring on her hand, or the way she got her pearls on her nails, or the earring, or the pop with the side curl bang in the bun.
Did you notice my little razzle
Come
dazzle?
on.
The guys didn't notice.
That makes a difference.
Okay,
That's beautiful.
They didn't see it. Like,
so doing things like that activates the confidence even more, and being around
in yourself,
women, like,
right?
Yeah.
Right? What you said about the mirror thing, I'm almost 40. And I did not realize how little I see myself, like really look at myself in the mirror, not just looking up to when I'm brushing my teeth and then keep it moving, but like really looking, not just on the go. That's a thing.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if that is what shadow work is or mirror work is, but it brings something out of you to really see yourself.
Absolutely.
I think you just freed someone, because from the outside looking in, we thought I woke up like this. We thought that this is just how you show up. So to hear that you say, no, sis, I'm practicing. I am consciously, intentionally talking myself up. Like I'm hyping myself up before I walk out the door.
Absolutely.
You freed somebody with that who thought that sis just comes and shuts ish down. Look at, like, I'm just this. No, she is working on it just like you can work on it.
You got to put in the work.
And you don't have anything inside of you that they don't have inside of them.
Right. And that's why you got to know who you are. I didn't always know. There was times I forgot, but I know my energy, because
and you're gonna forget again. That's the other thing is you're gonna forget again,
which
but
is why you need the work and the reminders. We are we all are human, which is why I tell people, be like, oh my God, you're so confident and sexy and you change the energy, which I know because I spend a lot of time cultivating my energy all the time. I'm so particular and specific about everything. And not people don't always care about certain things, but for me, what I eat, what I watch, what I listen to, what I'm around, who I'm around, what I'm saying, and I'm working on it every day. But the time that I spend in solitude, the time that I spend in prayer, the time that I spend journaling, the time that I spend running beautiful sacred baths for myself with the rose petals and the big clunks of ginger and the little bit of herbs and the drops of oils and maybe a couple sunflower dollops, and I'm bathing in it. All of that is, allowing me to embody. We're women. We can create life. So it's like, well, what else can we create? That feminine essence, when you speak to someone in a certain tone, or you ask for something in a certain way. Like women, we naturally created to receive. And I love receiving. Yeah, I love being in my J's and kicking doors in and getting to the bag and making plays and telling people what to do. But more than that, I love being receptive. I love gifts. I love being beautiful. I love exploring different things and being with my homegirls at 3, 4 a.m. smoking good kush, brewing tea, trying on lingerie, doing a video shoot till the sun come up. I love that. So it's just about creating whatever that looks like for you in your daily life. And yes, goddess activities, but also I work really intentionally and I'm very devoted and I put in a lot of work so that I can do what I want to do in the way that I want to do it with the women and the men that I work with who support what I'm doing. It's not just, it's magic for sure, but you gotta, witches, vixens, goddesses, priestess, queens, herbalists, we in the kitchen brewing the herbs. It's not just the herbs magically popped up. We in the earth tending to the herbs, growing them, learning them, exploring. Some seasons you might be in a Damiana maca mood. Some seasons you might just be, give me a red raspberry leaf with a drop of oregano oil. You might be in that season. So it's just a matter of finding new ways every day to love on yourself. That's it.
I think that's a mic drop right there. For the people who want to experience your art, look in this camera right here and tell them where they can find you on social media as well as online.
You can find me at Lizzy Jeff, LIZZYJEFF, on all streaming platforms, LizzyJeff.com. Hit me up. And I do want to shout out Yasmin Saida. She made this beautiful, gorgeous scarf for me and this gorgeous skirt. And that's part of what I'm talking about, too, is just being with your homegirls and doing what y'all love. So thank you, Yasmin, and thank you, Goddess, so much. You're amazing.
Thank you. You are amazing. Y'all, I hope that you are feeling inspired, encouraged, and empowered to get that ass up and get to work. Whatever it is that you desire, God has already created it for you. You just got to get to it. Be inspired, be encouraged, and share this episode with a friend. I love you. I'll catch you next week. Peace. If you enjoyed that episode, I'm willing to bet you are absolutely going to get your entire life when you log on to everybodylied.com. Y'all, I just launched my brand new blog, which is for women like me who are stepping into the newness of life, okay? Your girl got engaged, got pregnant, got married, and became a mom all in less than a year, and life came at me fast. As life was life, and I realized that a lot of the things that I had been led to believe were a lie. Survey says that was a lie. And so I am sharing all of my lessons learned and what I have discovered to be the truth, along with some resources on my new blog, everybodylied.com. Come on over if you are a woman who is experiencing the newness of life. I'll see you there.